Hi guys, so it's Annakay here again, and I am back to you with another video, another informative video. You know I'm going to give you guys the tease, so welcome to my new subscribers, and if you are returning for the 100th time, welcome back. Alright, so today we are going to talk about applying for your Schengen Visa. So everything you need to know for a successful application for Schengen Visa. Stay tuned. Thank you guys for staying tuned. So we're going to be going through the Schengen Visa application form. Now, the embassy that I applied through was the Belgium embassy. So obviously there are multiple states. I think it's about 26 or 27 states now that are included in the Schengen territories. Okay, so I applied through the Belgium embassy, so it may vary from embassy to embassy from different countries. For example, you can apply through, I'll put a list here of all the countries that are included in the Schengen state. So for example, like you have Belgium, like I said, Sweden, Switzerland, Greece, Amsterdam or Holland. So there's multiple, there's so many. So I'll make a list here of all the countries that are included in the Schengen states. And you can apply whichever country you're going to. Obviously, that's the country that you apply to. Now, the most difficult thing I would say with applying for Schengen Visa is actually getting the appointment. That's the most difficult thing I would say. So we're going to go through the application process and all what you need. And like I said, remember that I did via the Belgium embassy. I've never actually applied by another embassy. I've had 3 visas so far for the Belgium embassy, and I'll just tell you the process. It may vary, but I don't think it will vary that much for the other embassies. I also recently applied. So at the end of the video, we will be opening together. It's sealed, not open as yet. It's just delivered. So at the end of the video, we will open together and see what the outcome of the final application was. Yeah. So alright guys, let's go. And as always, I'm going to thank Edwork for sponsoring this video. So this video is sponsored by edwork.com. Edwork is an online tutoring platform, the #1 online tutoring platform in Jamaica, and they do cover students worldwide as well. So edwork.com, that's edwork.com, for your tutorial needs, your subject mastery, just whatever help you need in whatever subject area that you're studying, or if you're a tutor and want to offer your services, you can register on Edwork as well to become a tutor. You can also register to become a student under edwork.com. Alright, so thank you Edwork for sponsoring this video. Alright, so let's get into it guys. So firstly, Google is our best friend, as you all know, so I would always go from Google. So if you just go to your regular Google and just type in Belgium visa application, and when you type in Belgium visa application, I will put the link in the description below as well. So the link below is the one that I would have pressed. The official website for the application for Belgium is a TLS website. So you would click the link that is going to the TLS application. That's the one for the Belgium, that is. Okay, so like I said, it varies for different embassies. Okay, so for the Belgium one, click it. You go to the TLS approved website. It will ask you what country you're applying from. You use a drop down cursor, select the country that you're applying from. I'm applying from the UK, so I would select obviously United Kingdom, and then you would select your center, your visa center. So in the UK there are 3 centers: London, Edinburgh, and I think Manchester, if memory serves me right. So you would take whichever one is closest to you, or if you're from that specific area, then obviously you choose that. The other thing is sometimes the appointments are so far and few in between, so sometimes people do tend to go to other centers if they can get an available date there, but the center that's closest to them, you can't get an available date, and that's completely fine. So London is closest to me, and if I can't get an appointment in London and I choose to go Manchester, then that's completely fine. So you can do that as well. So you click on your application center, keep on saying test center, your application center, and then it will take you to the next page, which will tell you about the steps, the 3 steps that you need. So you need to fill out your visa on web form, and that's basically your application form. It will tell you the next step would be to visit the actual test center to do your biometric and produce all your documents, and I will be going through a checklist actually. So you can get a checklist and download the checklist, or just look over the checklist to make sure that you've got everything that is included in their checklist. After that, you either come back to pick up passport, or you can choose the courier service for it to be delivered to you. Now, what I've noticed in this recent application is that you now have to choose a service before you actually go forward. Once you finish your application, you have to select a service, because the application fee, which I remember serve me right, is £72. You don't pay until you get to the centre. However, I believe people are booking applications and obviously not turning up. So they're now saying that you have to pay for one of the service. So either you're going to pay for upload service, printing service, something, or a courier service. For me, I chose a courier service. So you have to pay for something first before they actually give you an appointment. Basically, I guess it's to show that you are serious. Almost like paying a deposit, I would imagine, for something else. Like if you're going to book something and they want you to make sure you pay a deposit to sort of secure your spot, to make sure that you're serious that you're coming. So you go into the application now, and then you obviously fill out your personal details on the application. All the regular things that you would expect is on a visa application. When is your proposed date to travel? Now, they do ask you if you want a short stay or long stay visa. So the short stay would be like your tourist visa. You just go in for a quick holiday and back. Your long stays is above 90 days, I believe it is. So if you're planning on staying longer, then you would obviously apply under the long stay. Now, I've never applied under the long stay, so I can't direct you towards what to do for that one. But most of the time all the times that I've applied, it's always been for tourist reasons. So it will be under the short stay. So you click the short stay and it will ask you like your dates. So you put your dates in. You also need to know where you're staying, so accommodation. Let me just go through the checklist, right? So on the checklist, you have obviously the application form. So these are the things you need to take in with you as well when you go into the embassy. So when you complete your application form, you need to print it and take that in with you. So you need your application form and it needs to be signed and dated. So you take that in with you. You need your a passport picture, and that's no longer than 3 months basically. And you know every embassy have their requirements as to what the picture needs to look like. Now, for the Belgium embassy, if you don't want to go through the whole malarkey of taking a picture in with you and hasn't met their requirements, you can take a photo there. Taking a photo there will cost you £10 though, so be mindful of that. So it's either going to take your photo in, or if you choose for them to take the photo there, they do take it when they're doing your biometrics. They take the photo there and you will get copies as well. So they take, I think it's 6 photos they take. They keep 2 and then they'll give you 4. All right. Even though when you're doing the application, if you have got a photo, it's just one that you're taking in with you. But if you take it there, they do take multiple and you can still get some to take home. So that's an option if you want to, and it costs £10 as of today's date, which is 2024 April. All right. You need obviously your passport to take in with you, and your passport needs to have at least 2 blank pages left in it, and it needs to have been issued within the last 10 years. So not about to expire, and you need to have at least 2 blank pages left in. All right. So you take your passport. You also need a medical certificate. So basically travel insurance. So you need a travel insurance, and this is, like I said, the checklist that I'm going through for the Belgium embassy. And their requirements for your travel insurance is that it needs to cover a minimum of 30,000 euro. Yeah. So whatever equivalent that is, if your travel insurance is in US pounds, whatever currency that you're applying under, it needs to be minimum 30,000 euro or its equivalent. Okay, it needs to cover the period of your stay, and it needs to be clearly documented on that insurance certificate. The period that you're planning on staying, that needs to be on there. It needs to cover repatriation, medical emergencies, and even death. So they're quite specific about their travel insurance. So for me, I have a yearly annual bank travel insurance, and it does cover all of that. So I had printed I think the first time that I applied, or should I say the time before this one that I applied, I used their travel insurance online, because they do have a travel insurance on the Belgium embassy website that you can also use. So I did use their travel insurance just for ease of everything. Since then, I have actually opted to use travel insurance with my bank for wherever I'm traveling, because I've sort of been traveling a few places, and I thought instead of getting individual travel insurance all the time, I'll just do one with my bank that I pay monthly. So that covers. And I just made sure that I contacted my bank. I got a printout. They sent me the whole layout of what the insurance covers and all of that, the certificate. So that's what I brought into the embassy the last time. And that was accepted because it does cover the 30,000 euro and death and all of those other things it does cover. You need to have a copy of a flight, an itinerary, return flight especially. So the time before this one that I went, I hope I'm not confusing you, I had actually just I just simulated a flight and printing that flight as if that's the flight I would have taken to go, because I didn't want to pay for a flight and then obviously I don't know if I'm going to get the visa. So I did that, and at the time when I went there, actually the gentleman had said that they actually need a booked flight, but they accepted it nonetheless. This time when I went back, I asked a travel agent representative to print a flight for me. I really thought the flight was printed like an authentic flight, but obviously I wouldn't have paid for it. However, they had emailed me the following day to say that I need to produce a return ticket, an actual flight with a return ticket, and they want the flight number. So that wasn't actually on the simulated flight, so they didn't accept that. So they had sent an email to ask for that after. So I then had to go and book an actual flight and send that in to the embassy. So somebody told me that you can actually get, if you've got like a trusted travel agent, you can actually get them to book a flight for you, but you don't actually pay for the flight. I don't know how they do it. I thought that's what I was doing, but obviously it wasn't, because then the flight number was not included in that. So maybe it was that particular person that wasn't sure how to do it, or I don't know if other travel agencies might know how to, or you may know how to, but they actually wanted a return flight, and the flight itinerary that I had printed initially had a return, but it wasn't actually a paid flight. So like I said, I went and just bought a flight and paid. So let's hope when we open this that the visa is in there, because I actually paid for the flight this time. And the last time I did get the visa, actually, I'll show you, I guess, when I opened the passport, the parcel. That previous visa was successful, even though I didn't actually produce a actual travel details, a booked flight. I did actually get approved for that visa. However, they only gave me 1 month for that visa, and I did actually tick, you know, on the application you can tick single entry or multiple entry. I did actually tick multiple entry just in case they want to give me a longer period, but they literally, that time I was planning on traveling only for a week, and they gave me just 1 month visa. Yeah. So someone did say as well that if you tend to go back to the same embassy, they might give you a longer period. So let's see. We don't know what the outcome of this is going to be as yet. So let's see. The other thing is you need a cover letter. So on the checklist, it doesn't actually say cover letter, but you do need a cover letter. Just detail. What it says is a detailed letter of your trip. They want a detailed itinerary, like a plan, what you're going to do. So if you're planning on spending like 7 days, you can say day 1 you're doing this, day 2 you're doing this, day 3 you're doing that. The more information you have is better for you, and especially if you're planning on traveling to other Schengen states, you could actually let them know that day 1 you're planning on staying in Belgium, day 3 you're going to go France, day 4 you're going to go Amsterdam. You can let them know that, and I guess that would deter also how long they give you the visa for, possibly. I'm not sure, but they want the full details of your trip. So if you don't actually write that letter and take it in with you, when you get to the embassy, they do have like lined paper, and they give you for you to write there and then what your purpose of the trip is and what you plan on doing on the trip. So you can write it there and then and sign it. However, I mean, just plan properly and write it before. Now that you know, you can write it before. I guess for some people, they don't know. The first time that I went, or the time before the last, I didn't know that they wanted that, so I had to write it there and then. So this time, because I remember them saying that, I actually brought it with me, right? So a letter of what your planned trip is. You will also need a letter from, if someone has invited you, if you're going to stay with a friend or a relative, you will need an invitation letter, and they do ask you for that. Now, if you're somebody sending you an invitation letter, you will need proof of that person's residency and identity. So the person that sends you the invitation letter, you'll need to provide their passport or resident, I don't know, whatever country, if it's a resident card or if it's just in the passport, whatever. So you need to provide something of their status in that country and their identity along with the invitation. So if you're going just on a tourist like myself, when you're just booking a hotel and going, then you would need to provide the booking for the hotel. Now, what I did, because obviously you don't know the outcome of the application if you're going to get the visa, so I searched for hotels in the areas that you want. Obviously search good areas that you want and reputable hotels that you would actually stay, and try to find a hotel that's got free cancellation that you can cancel. So most of them you find that you can cancel up to a certain point before your trip, and it's free. It doesn't come at any cost. Some of them you pay when you enter, when you actually arrive, so there's no payment prior. So find one of those hotels, and that's what I did anyway. So that's what I would advise you to do, because you don't know what the outcome of the visa is. So like for myself, I booked a hotel that I can cancel, but then obviously I had to buy a flight. I had to actually pay for a flight. So let's see, right? So try to find a hotel that is cancellation free. you need to have sufficient funds. So you can show actually credit cards. So for sufficient funds for travel, you can actually show them, like, you've got a credit card that you plan on using, you can, I guess, print your credit card statement or print your credit card or something like that and take, just to show that you've got sufficient funds to cover your travel. And along with that, you also need 3 months bank statement or original pay slips for up to 6 months or the past 6 months. So you either use your 3 months bank statements or 6 months pay slip, and it needs to be to current, right? Oh, and another thing that's not on the checklist is your job letter. So of course, if you're employed, you need to provide an employment letter from your employer. And I would say that if you're a student, it would be good to provide a student letter from your university or your college, whatever place of study that you're going to, because I guess it just shows ties to the country that you're planning on coming back. So if you've obviously got your decent job, of course you're not going to get up and left your job and go stay wherever you're going. You're not planning on, they just want to know that you're going to come back. So you've got some ties to your country. So if you're studying, of course you want to come back and finish your course. Provide your student letter or provide your job employment letter. Now that's not on the checklist, but that is one of the things that they do ask you at the embassy actually. So I would say bring that with you. What else? I think that's it. And then when I got to the embassy, so the time before this one, they weren't making a fuss about any share code. Like for me, I'm in the UK. I'm under a visa in the UK, and they want your immigration status now. So they want a share code. Now, this was not mentioned anywhere on the website. Apparently, they said it's there, but I did not see it, and I browsed through this website thoroughly. It's definitely not on the checklist. But when you got there, they were asking everybody for their share code. I guess for those who don't have British citizenship, like myself. So I'm not a British citizen. As you know, I'm from Jamaica. So I had to provide my share code. And so they didn't want you to just like do the instigate the, apply for the share code online and send it to them. They wanted you to do it on their system. Whether it's a way of making money, I'm not sure. But that cost £10, guys. £10. That actually cost £10. It was a lot of money, and I wish that they would have just said it, because I could have just done that and printed it and brought it in. So word to the wise, if it applies to you, if you're operating under a residence card, a resident permit, whatever visa that you're on, if you don't have, obviously if you have UK book, you don't need to apply for Schengen visa. So this would be the people, the individuals that don't have a British passport. So you need a share code. So go with your share code. Alright, it's gonna cost you £10. It's £10 to take a photo, £10 just to print one paper with a share code. £10. So those are all the documents that I have brought in. So like I said, fill out your application, and don't forget your application, because you even need to show this application form at the very entrance at the door before you get into the embassy. So don't forget your application, and it needs to be signed and dated. And then everything, I will see if I can put the checklist on somewhere on the screen, so that you can have a run through of the checklist, or if I can find a direct link to where I got it, then I'll put it in the description. If not, I will put it somewhere on the screen so you can see the checklist. So just remember the most important things: your return flight, insurance, accommodation, money. Obviously you need to show money that you can provide for your trip. Previous time that I went, I obviously was successful, not obviously, but I was successful with that visa. Now the thing is, I didn't actually travel on that visa because we had a change of plan, and I didn't actually end up traveling. Applying for this visa again was like, oh gosh, I don't know what they would say. They granted me the visa the last time and I did not travel on it. So let me know in the comment below. And if you did find this video helpful, obviously like, share and subscribe. Share with your friends, comment below, let me know if it was helpful or not, anything that I missed out that you would have included, okay, or your experience. You can let me know your experience. I do hear people say that Belgium embassy is one of the toughest embassies, but I think I go back because I've been there already. Thanks for sticking to the end. Now let's open and see what is in the envelope. Okay, so let's open. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually doing this on video. Mighty gosh. Like, you guys need to pray for me. Pray. Alright, so, oh, this doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Oh, okay, because I'm seeing a different color paper, so I'm thinking, I'm seeing a different color paper. I'm like, when you go to the American embassy, when you get that, is it a blue envelope or something like that? When you get a different color, it says that you don't get the visa. So anyway, I don't remember getting a yellow the last time, so maybe this is signifying something. I don't know. Let's see. No, because they gave me back the picture, which means they didn't grant it. Because I wouldn't have got the picture back, I don't think. So, oh. I don't know, I'm not seeing. Oh, they did. Because okay, so this is my previous. I can't show you too much. I don't want the details on the screen, obviously. But this is the previous visa, and this was in January. So obviously I didn't travel. So I saw another one. So of course this is it, and they did grant it actually. So they gave me another 1 month. These Belgian people, they won't give you anything longer. So they gave me another 1 month, guys. So we got the visa. I was getting a bit nervous, you know. Oh my gosh, I got nervous just now. Kid you not, I got nervous. Oh my gosh. You know what? My book is, there's so many different visas in here, so I'm just trying to skip through. But yeah, so because I saw the photo came back that I took, I was thinking that they wouldn't send the photo back if they. I don't remember getting the photo back the last time, but clearly, like I said, the lady took 2, so they only needed 1. So I guess maybe that's why they sent the other one back. So the visa was granted, guys, and they gave me 1 month. Belgium is such a difficult embassy, like applying so many different times, and I've ticked multiple entry, and you know they're just giving 1 month. Explanation as well for first entry and multiple entry. If you tick first entry, it means that you can enter the Schengen state, and you can move around different Schengen states within that first enter. So if you go to Belgium, I can move from Belgium to Amsterdam to Greece to so. But if I go back to the UK, I can't re-enter a Schengen state. That's the single entry. But if you have multiple entry, if I move around in the Schengen states, right, and then I go back to the UK, I can at some point later apply to return to one of the Schengen states. So that's the difference between single entry and multiple entry. Okay, guys, so that's it. The visa was successful. We will be going about our business. So thanks guys for watching, and that was nerve-wracking. I'm not doing that again. I will not be opening another visa thing online with you guys, but thanks for sharing the journey with me, guys, and until next video, bye.